Hi there, it's LaShanda Henry here, aka Sister Sense. Once again, we are together inside of my success series so that I can give you a dose of daily direction. Woo! I am so excited to talk to you because today we're going to have a twofold conversation. Not one, but two conversations focused on two important things. Number one, how you show up and show out in this online universe that we have, especially if you are either a newbie or you're fresh starting the situation and you are not a part of anybody's conversation. So you're trying to figure out how to get in, to fit in. how to really stand out, right? We're going to have that conversation. And then number two, support. Support is so important. And as an entrepreneur, sometimes you are in a space where there is none, right? One, two, less than a few people are supporting you, rooting for you, behind you. You got most folks telling you what to do, what not to do, and why what you're doing is wrong. You know what I'm talking about, right? Those people. I'm going to talk to you about how to rise above the white noise and be consistent, even when the voice within you starts to second guess you because everything outside of you is so negative and so loud. We're going to have that conversation today. But before we get deep into the meat and potatoes, I want to do something fun with you. I absolutely love this, and I want you to try it, okay? I want you to think about the last thing that you did, say it out loud, and then end your sentence with, "I'm so badass." So here I go. Last thing that I did. I just soft-launched, pre-launched Back to Business virtual conference, the 7th annual Back to Business virtual conference for my women entrepreneurs over at backtobusiness.me. I am so badass. I want you to feel good about the things that you do, big and small. So say it loud, say it proud. What was the last thing that you did, right? What was the last thing that you did? Say it out. Let the universe hear it. Make it create a big smile on your face. I'm so badass. Let those be the last words you say. I'm so badass. What did you do? Whether it be this last second or 2 seconds ago, 5 minutes ago, before you closed your eyes last night, the minute you opened your eyes this morning, what did you do? I want you to revel in your existence. Be excited about you. I'm so badass. This is important because at the end of the day, you have to be your biggest fan. You have to be your loudest cheerleader. You have to motivate you to power through even when everything outside of you is tearing everything inside of you down. That's big. That's powerful. That's hard to do, but it's what you've got to do. So now that we've had a little bit of fun, right? A little bit of fun thinking about what you did last and how you are so damn badass. Let's talk about this conversation of showing up. Now, on Wednesdays over at callme.sistersense.com, write that down because you might need it. You might need this. Callme.sistersense.com. I have my office hours on Wednesdays, and that's the day I just kind of stop doing all the web work that I do. I'm a web designer, if you don't know, and stop kind of focusing on me. I'm a Gemini, so we can focus on us a lot. So outside of, stopping all that other stuff, working on web projects for other my clients and focusing on stuff I'm doing for me, Wednesdays is when I carve out time for my sisters, my power circle community, so that we can get clear about what they need to do next. So this past Wednesday, there were two interesting questions that were posed to me, and they kind of said the same thing. Number one young lady on a Clarity call, absolutely love her, one of my newest clients. She said, "Listen, LaShanda, I've been doing what I've been doing for, 15 years, well over a decade. I know what I know. I've got certifications. I'm a boss at this. But the online world is new to me. So how do I show up on this space?" right? How do I show up? That was, for me, a powerful question. We talked about finding her focus, really identifying her target. We talked about the products and services that she needs to focus on creating now. There were so many things that came out of that conversation, but the thing that stuck with me that I wanted to share with you today was, how do you show up when you're still trying to find your voice? There was another young lady in my circle, and she has been with me for years, right? In and out, back and forth, kind of just checking in periodically. What's interesting about her, and I love this, is that she is a web designer too. And so she sent me a message and said, LaShanda, she's a part of my mastermind, by the way. I have what I call my Firestarter Circle mastermind group. And she said, LaShanda, I checked out for a little bit, but I'm back. I'm so excited about the mastermind. And I just love what you do. I am a web designer too. And I was doing it for myself, and then I stopped and went back to the corporate world because I was kind of frustrated with the web business, but I want to get back into it. And, I just love that you teach. We had a call, a few days ago, and I had a mastermind call, and I was sharing, smart ways to use audio to grow your business. And she said, I want to do that, right? I want to teach other women. I want to inspire around technology. I want to do my web design thing. The corporate world is one thing, but it doesn't feed me, right? It doesn't feed me. I want to do that thing that I keep coming back to. And that's the thing about entrepreneurship. It doesn't matter how many times you veer off your path, your passion always brings you back to that same road, right? It's such a powerful thing. I know that I wanted to be an entrepreneur since I was knee high. There was something in me that wanted to sell and tell and reach and teach simultaneously. It's just who you were born to be. You just can't, right? You can't shake it. You know what I'm talking about? You just can't shake that feeling. So she said to me, listen, I'm not trying to copy you, okay? Because one of the reasons why I'm resistant to doing what I want to do is because I feel like I'm coming out, but I'm copying other folks. I don't want to copy you, but I really just admire you and I want to learn from you. And I said, listen, stop. First and foremost, let's be clear. I am excited that you are here. I love not only working with women entrepreneurs, but working with designers like myself who are fabulous in their own right. Okay, so I'm going to drop names for a second. I said two fabulous ladies in my circle. Jay Stone, the brand coach. She is amazing at graphics. She is amazing at design. Her style is her style, not mine. And I love her style. And there are times that I check in with her and say, hey, Jay, what's up? How you do such and such? And there are times she checks in with me and says, oh my God, LaShanda, I love what you put on your page. Where'd you get that web tool? Where'd you do this? Da, da, da. We check in with each other. We even work with each other on client projects where I do the design and she does the branding. We have synergy. Another awesome lady in my circle, Charvette Mitchell. Charvette Productions, amazing web designer. Love her graphics. Sometimes I'd be like, damn, Charvette, what'd you use to do that, girl? How you did it, da, 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 da. Then she'd be like, oh my God, LaShanda, how you did it, da, da, da. I remember one time we were talking about scheduling services and the things that I use to book appointments, especially like my clarity calls, right? And I shared, because Charvette's a part of my power circle, I shared with her a scheduling tool. She was like, oh my God, LaShanda, that just changed my life. That just changed my life. These are two other web designers, two of quite a few who are in my circle. Let me tell you something. When you stay in your lane, ain't no traffic. And as an artist, I understand that each of us design differently. That's the amazing in us, right? There's no crabs in a barrel conversation here. We can all strategically work together. We can learn from each other and we can grow up all at the same time. We might not reach the same space at the same time, but we can all do it at the same time. So I said, listen, I am excited about you being here. And it is not about copying, because at the end of the day, my style is mine. Nobody can copy you. You are an original. That is your superpower. There's nobody else like you in the world. So I'm good. I'm excited that you're here. And I just want to make sure that you are clear about that. Okay, so you can go out there, you can do you can talk to whoever you need to talk, you can share your message and do that in your own way, right? Because my little community, my little mastermind, this is just a blip in the universe, right? Don't mean I have full authority over everybody. There's a group of body out there for you too, right? So don't hold yourself back and be resistant to sharing and building your own because you are looking at somebody else and say, oh, I don't want to look like I'm copying them. Listen, let's be real. In some instances, they probably not even looking at what you're doing. So just you stay in your lane, won't be no traffic. And I'm going to tell you what to do in a second when I continue talking about show up. There's one thing that you really need to do to really do you show up and show out. Okay? There's one thing that you really need to do. I'm coming to that. But I have to talk about this because there are some things that might mentally be holding you back from showing up and showing out. And one of those things might be that, oh my goodness, look at so-and-so and look at this person. They already doing a damn thing. Why should I even try? I'm just going to look like I'm an imposter. I'm just going to look like I'm copying them. Right? No, that's not how it goes. There's enough food at the table for all of us to eat. And like I said, there are instances where myself and other designers will simultaneously work with one client together because we all have something unique to bring to the table. When you are confident in what you do and you can identify what's unique about you, you'll never feel like a carbon copy of somebody else. I want that to be clear. Okay? That's important. So when I talked to not only that one particular client, amazing fellow entrepreneurial spirit web designer, and then the young lady who is now new to me, we're working on her process. And she said, you know what, LaShanda, I don't know how to show up. Again, I'm experienced, but how do you do this online? Here's the deal. I'm going to tell you two things that I practically did, and then we'll go into this larger conversation. When I started my online website, Sister Sense, really it was just a blog so that I could make sense of me attempting to make money online. That's my motto. I teach others how to make sense of making money online because that's what I was trying to do. And I'm going to be honest with you. I was blogging like every damn body was listening. Could have been two people and my mama. I was blogging like everybody was listening. I wasn't really trying to censor myself based on anybody else because I wanted to just type it out. That typing process, that writing process helped me get it out my head, get it out into the world. And that was the beginnings of me getting clearer about what I needed to do, which is why I create clarity calls for clients because I've tried just about everything. And if I can get clear on this stuff, so can you. So number one, I just started blogging, and even if nobody was watching, I was blogging like folks was listening, and folks started to listen. That's number one. Number two, I was strategically looking at my sheroes and heroes and seeing what conversations they were having with respect to my industry, which is technology. So search engine optimization, social networking, which is a term you don't hear as much lately. You know, back in the day, we used to do a lot of social networking. Now it's all about social media and social media marketing, video marketing, podcasting. You know, what was trending, online marketing, SEO, what my competitors, right? To some degree, we're talking about, but really my sheroes and heroes. I took those titles, I took those conversations, I wrote down my understanding of it and what I was going through around it, and I started to share that, right? If you go on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/L Henry, look for me, LaShanda Henry. You can look for my first damn video. My locks were like, yeehaw. Now they're down to my back, right? Rubbing on my behind. My locks were like bloop tiny. My little baby was waddling in the room every 15 seconds. Mommy. I was in my little ass apartment. Now I'm actually doing audio in my home office, right? Two level home office, half an acre in the back. Back in the day, I was doing audios in my little Logitech that I bought from Walmart. I'm sharing this with you because real talk, that's what you got to go through. Everybody got to start somewhere. But I was consistent with it. I was like, listen, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm going to do something so I can be a part of the conversation. How do you show up? Show the hell up. That's it. You know, the young lady, one of the young ladies, because there were two, right? Two powerful questions that came out of this past week. She said, you know, because LaShanda, I love what you do. I want to web design, but I want to mentor other women. I want to teach. I want to, have these conversations. Listen, I don't care if I am on a virtual call with one woman or 100 women. At the end of the day, I show up. I show up. It's so important that you are focused on not reaching everybody but the right bodies. And so when I started creating videos and them videos was getting 1 views and 2 views and 3 views, I don't care if I do a live stream and 5 folks are on it, it gets 100 views. I do not care, because it's not about me reaching everybody. I'm here to reach the right bodies. The right bodies who get me, who understand me, who are committed to building their life and their business and really find value in what I do. Thank you. I'm here for you. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to be honest with you, full disclosure, I believe I have an amazing power circle, and I'll talk about my community in a second. I have an amazing power circle, but I'm going to be honest with you, it ain't that damn big. I've been doing this for a grip. My circle to me ain't that damn big. It could just be that, I'm always the person who is looking at the bigger pond and not the smaller one, right? Because in my circle, I'm a big fish in a small pond. I'm up to jump in that bigger pond over there. So that bigger pond, I'm a small ass fish. That's what type A people do. That's what ambitious people do. We never kind of look at where we are and go, yay, I'm so amazing. I'm the biggest fish in this pond. I don't got time for that. I'm trying to be in that pond over there. That's my next level. And over there, I'm a small ass fish, right? So to me, my universe is kind of small. But I say that to say this. Even still, I sustain. I've been working at home for myself for over a decade. I've been online for over 17 plus years, bless God. I'm able to pay my mortgage. I'm able to feed my baby. I'm able to go on vacations. I'm able to live a life that makes me happy. Because I'm going to tell you something. Even when I'm tired and I'm exhausted and I'm crying and I'm pulling out hair, because not every day is a perfect day. Let's just be clear. As an entrepreneur, we're going to do a whole lot. And sometimes we do a whole lot for a whole little. I'm going to be honest with you. I would rather, for the rest of my life, hustle 24/7 than slave 9 to 5 to somebody else. I would rather hustle 24/7 than slave 9 to 5 for somebody else. And if you feel that, you have no choice but to be you. Go out there and show up. No matter what you do, no matter what path you veer off on, or how many years that you fell off of this and drop off of that, your natural being, who you are meant to be, is always going to put you right back on that path. Always. Always. Because at the end of the day, even if you say you're discouraged or you're confused or you fall off, that confusion never comes because you don't know what you need to do. You always know what you need to do is always inside of you. Confusion never comes because you don't know what you need to do. Confusion comes because you won't do what you know. What you know. There's fear, there's frustration, there's fatigue, there is anxiety around doing exactly what you know you need to do. That's what holds you back from showing up. Not that you have something in you to give. You already fundamentally know that. It's the hesitation that holds you back. But I'm here to tell you that she who hustles wins, and your win is completely dependent upon you confidently showing up and showing out. So that's what I'm about, right? When I was just knee high and nobody knew who the hell Sister Sense was, and I was trying to figure out how to make sense of making money online, I was looking at what the people who I looked up to, the conversations that they were having, and I jumped on social media. I jumped onto YouTube. I jumped onto my blog. Pre-Twitter, I jumped on MySpace and all the forums, because I'm talking about back in the day when we had forums, okay? We didn't have Facebook app. We didn't have Pinterest Live. It was all the way live up in the BBB forum when conversations got hot. That's when it was live, okay? And back in the day, the news forums. But point being, the Yahoo groups. You know what I'm talking about. Lord, I'm dating myself right now. But point being, I showed up. I showed up and had conversations. Had those powerful conversations. Because that's where it started for me. Now, to that point, for you, that means that you show up by, at this point, coming on the scene with some serious content. You know that age-old phrase, when folks is mean to you, you kill them with kindness? Well, listen, when folks don't know you, you kill them with content. You come on the scene like, damn, where have I been? Come I didn't know her? They don't need to know you just came on the scene. You need to come established. Not empty, not looking around, lurking, mouth all open, gawking at what everybody else is doing. Oh, she's so awesome. How come I can't be that awesome? No, boo. Don't spend your time focusing on stuff that is not going to further you. Don't spend your time on that. What you need to do is kill them with content. Now, it's interesting that I'm having this conversation with you because for the last 90 days, content has real talk all I've been focused on. And what I do as a highly driven woman, I teach the ladies in my circle, right? I lead by example. So I said, you know what? We are going to knock out some serious content for the next 90 days. I started off with a video marketing challenge showing ladies how to create video, especially the kind of video where you don't have to get in front of the camera, because let me tell you something. You find a way or you find an excuse. And for a lot of people, when it comes to video marketing, they find an excuse. Oh, girl, I can't get in front of the camera. Boo, I just showed you how to knock out 100 videos and you never have to get in front of the camera. So now what? Let's make this content happen. By the way, that's over at sistersense.com/VC for video challenge. sistersense.com/VC. The video challenge, we knocked that out. Next thing we did was the Canva challenge. I said, listen, you need video, you need graphics. You need graphics for your products, you need graphics for your social media platforms, you need graphics. And sometimes, yes, you need to come to somebody like me who's experienced, who can do graphics for you, right? I'm a designer, that's what I do. But other times you need not to overspend and you need to be able to quickly create. So let's get this Canva challenge started. So we did a Canva challenge last month, knocked that out. This month, we're working on the audio challenge over at sistersense.com/AC for audio challenge. I'm showing ladies in my circle some amazing ways. We went through 20 amazing ways to create audio content, either for profit or promotion. That audio can help your business grow, especially when you don't want to do video, right? So I said, listen, we're going to find a way, because you can find a way or find an excuse. Either I show you how to do video without you having to get in front of the camera, or you start doing that audio if you feel like that's easier for you, or you work on them graphics. But 1, 2, 3, trust and believe me when I say you're going to create this content. You're going to kill them with content. Okay? And that's what we're focused on. And I'm here to tell you this, because sometimes folks will say, well, can I just post like once a week? Is that okay for me just to post once a week or a couple of times a week? Hell no. HELL hockey sticks. Right? You remember when they used to say that back in the day? You can't say that. You can't say that. Right? HELL hockey sticks. Let me tell you something right now. Real talk, there's too much competition out there for you to be asking folks if it's okay for you to post once a week. Let me tell you something. First of all, you don't need nobody's permission to post, right? And there is no guru out there who's going to tell you it's okay to post once a week. It's not even okay for me to do that stuff, to just post once a week or just drop on once a week. I got to be on like popcorn. And there's a way for me to do this, by the way, because I do this stuff strategically. I do what works for me, right? I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't been on live stream for like maybe 3 or 4 months. But listen, I've been all the way live on audio, on my website, in my email inbox for my clients. They're getting stuff from me pretty much every single day in my Facebook group, in my mastermind. So there's a way. You don't necessarily have to do that one thing, because folks are coming to me right now and they all frustrated with live stream, which is a whole other story. Girl, I don't want to do no more live stream. I'm tired of doing live and having 2 people on and nobody buy my shit. I'm just tired of it. I hear the frustration. Trust me. I work with clients. I work with entrepreneurs all the time, and I get it. But the point is that you've got to understand and you have to get with the program, which is you have to create content. You have to kill them with content. Whether you creating it every day or if you can't, you're knocking that shit out like 30, 40, 50 quality pieces at a time, and then you are strategically dripping that out to your community one way or another. You need to make that happen. You need to kill them with content. There's just no way around it. Which is why I have these challenges, right? And I'm going to be honest with you. These challenges is me challenging myself to knock this stuff out. It's just that now that I have a mastermind community, I'm like, listen, okay, well, y'all, this is what I'm doing. If you on for the ride, let's do it together, right? Let's ride or die this digital thing, right? Right? And so people work with me. And folks, last Tuesday, I spent 2 hours teaching the mastermind call for the audio challenge. I shared 20 ways. Ladies had so many questions and they were like, oh my God, I could do this, I could do that. Girl, you got me glowing over here with this audio. They're like, I'm excited. That's what I want. I don't want you to feel like you don't have a voice, because yes, you have one. Are you mute? Can you talk? Because if you can talk, you have a voice. Do you have a brain? Because if you can think and you have a brain, you have a voice. You have opinions. Have you been doing this for a while? Have you got some sort of certification? Have you got some sort of education, whether it be, street education, you got your street PhD, whatever it is that you do, or you got it formally in somebody's university? You have something to say. That's not the situation. That's not the issue. There's something else that's blocking you, and I'm going to talk about that in 2 seconds. But first, let me finish this conversation here. I want to be very clear about what you need to do to show up and show out, just in case anything that I've said thus far has been lost inside of the reverb, because I get excited and I want to just start dropping some wisdom on you. I get excited. Number one, when I started this, I was the new kid on the block. I didn't know anybody. I didn't care. I was blogging like everybody was watching. Number two, I wasn't clear about everything I needed to say, so I looked at my heroes and sheroes, and I wasn't intimidated by the fact that they were saying stuff that I wasn't saying yet. I joined the conversation. I pulled the subject headers. I pulled the topics. I taught myself, and out of that just said, hey, look, this is what I'm doing. I gave credit where credit is due, which is something that I talk about a great deal. If I learned something from somebody, I said, hey, I learned this from such and such, but this is what I put on it. This is my spit on it. This is how I put my foot in it, right? Gave credit where credit is due. That's always important. If you find something that I say empowers or, gets you to where you need to be, and there's a system that I created, don't try to sell my ish. Give credit where credit is due. That's it. That doesn't take anything away from you, because if you feel like you're a creative person, you always have another chip in your mind that you're ready to share with the world. Become a part of the conversation. Share like everybody is watching. Don't be afraid to do this in baby steps. Everybody want their startup to grow up yesterday. Don't be afraid to do this in baby steps. You have to build. You have to build. You have to kill them with content. That means you need to start. Like I said, I had the video challenge. It's there waiting for you, sistersense.com/VC. The audio challenge is there waiting for you, sistersense.com/AC. The Canva challenge is there waiting for you, sistersense.com/Canva. There is no excuse, whether you want to work with me, somebody else, or just internally find the magic within you to just figure out how to navigate the process. Just start. START. You want to show up, then show up. That's it. Period. Now, in the process of you showing up, it's so important that you simultaneously create a community. A community where you can post your content, a community that can stick with you, a community that is yours. At the end of the day, you don't need everybody. Stop looking at her and her 100,000 plus followers. You need the right bodies. If you have a community of 5, of 10, of 15, of 20 that are into you and love all of you, boo, that is fabulous. Listen, I am real talk telling you, my community is not huge by my standards of what I see out there. But my community is amazing. I am living in my purpose. My inbox is full. As a matter of fact, I woke up this morning I saw several emails. One was, LaShanda, I need to interview you because you need to be in my book. Another was, LaShanda, I'm so excited to be a part of your virtual conference as a speaker, and I'm so excited because we're going to JV partner, and you will be the web designer expert because I work with the best, and I want you to work with my clients. I got another email that said, LaShanda, I'm so excited to be an Insider Circle mentee of yours. I'm ready for this video challenge. You need to send it to me like stat. If you are not creating content, even in a small space, you are not creating a powerful community. By the way, you want to make sure that you are wowing people. Wowing. I can't believe wow. I have to wow myself. I can't believe I forgot to tell you that. It's not just about creating content. It's creating the kind of stuff that wows people. That gets them in your inbox. Wanting you. Needing you. Blessing you. Asking to be blessed by you. You have to wow people. So if you're creating wishy-washy content or once a week content, that just won't do. Again, that's why one of the reasons why I have these challenges, because I challenge myself to create the best in short periods of time and really create quick quality content over the course of several days that I can then use to work on my business in the forefront while I do other things in the back end. Those are the video, the audio, the graphics challenges, the things that I do. And number two, I'm all about that wow factor. Creating content that's going to resonate with you, that's going to hit you somewhere that makes you feel like, listen, she understands where the hell I'm coming from. That's what you got to do. And you cannot be afraid to share you because you're intimidated by other people. You feel like you copy and you see other competition, or you're struggling because of lack of support. Lack of support. I said to you, create the kind of content that's going to kill them with wowness. And in the process of doing that, create a community. Now, some of you may not be ready to create a community, but at the very least, you have to be a part of a community who understands and supports you. You have to find a powerful community of people who are there, who both understand and support you. I'm going to share something with you right now. At the end of the day, every person in your life has a purpose, some good, some bad. But when you name the most important people around you, you have to ask yourself something powerful. You got to look at them mentally in your mind and look at them and say, listen, if you're not motivating me, if you're not praying for me, if you're not loving me, if you're not trying to get this money with me, you are a distraction. Did you hear me? Whether you tell this to these people verbally or mentally in your mind, if you are not motivating me, if you are not praying for me, if you are not loving me, if you're not trying to get this money with me, you are a distraction. I want you to write something down for me. Can you write this down? To this, I want you to be absolutely true. I want you to commit to the following. Starve your distractions. Feed your focus. Starve your distractions. Feed your focus. Listen, there were people who told me that I wasn't going to do this. I shouldn't do this. Why am I doing it? It doesn't make sense. I had someone in particular who, man, when I tell you hurt me to the core of me, wanted me to just jack him up. Wanted the Brooklyn girl to just come out and just straight jack him up. I don't know, why you're doing this, because you're doing all of this work and you're not getting, this was several years ago, by the way, said to me, you're doing all this work and you're not getting enough money and you have a new son. You need to be focused on your son. And I noticed that I see your hubby doing some stuff, but you're the woman, you're the mom. You need to be doing this and this and this for you. I said, skirt, excuse me? First of all, you don't tell me what I need to do for my son. He is healthy. He is intelligent. He is amazing. He is beautiful. He is blessed. He has both a mother and a father that are for him and with him 24/7. I have the luxury of being around my son 24/7 because I do this and I do it hard at home. So, boop, you need to stop right there. That clear Huxtable came out of me with a quickness. You mind your business, I will mind mine. Let me tell you something. Several years later, that person, wow, how you doing what you doing? Because, I got a business idea in mind. Can you help me? Can you help me get this off the ground? Because let me tell you something. The same people, I can't even say it, say it straight because it pissed me off so much. The same people who tell you not to do what they can't, a few years later, they're going to ask you how you did it. I know that because that has happened to me time and time and time again. The same people who told you not to do it and why you can't do it, they're going to ask you how you did it a few years later. I want you to think about this. I want you to think about it, and if you want to, you can pause this and you can write it down. A person who has never done what you are currently setting out to do should never have the power to discourage you. I'm talking about lack of support. There's nobody familiar-wise in my family. I have entrepreneurial spirits in my family, but there was nobody around me, family or friend, who was doing what I was trying to do. And at the time, one of the closest people to me, closest friends, had an entrepreneurial spirit, but she said, let me be clear. I am the Gail to your Oprah. When you make it, I will be right there. Unfortunately, well, rather fortunately, because God knows how to remove the wrong people from your life. She is no longer in my life. But that was a trigger for me. You want to be the Gail to my Oprah? You trying to ride my tailcoats? Coattails? Is that what you trying to say? Because Gail and Oprah have a powerful relationship. Let's just be clear. But the way she was saying it was not from a space of, I want to lift you up kind of a way. Kind of like, I know you going to be big. And when you big, I'm right there. So let's be clear. I'm not trying to downplay Oprah and Gail's relationship in any way, shape, or form. It's just that I knew that particular person, and I knew that what she was trying to say. I wasn't trying to play that. Homie, don't play that. So there are people who are in your life at certain times, but then there are certain times when those people should no longer be in your life. I'm just saying. So the reality is, you need to tell them folks this. You can criticize me when you get to where I am. But until then, admire. Admire with your mouth closed. When you get where I am, criticize all you want, right? Until then, admire with your mouth closed. Because I'm going to tell you something, real talk. If I ain't tripping in these 6-inch heels I got on, ain't no reason for me to be tripping over you. No reason. Do not let these people, this lack of support, the noise that's coming at you, distract you from your purpose. I'll need you to starve those distractions and focus on feeding your focus like nobody's business. Let me tell you something. There are times when social media can be very emotionally charging to the point where you feel depressed. At best, you feel depressed. I want to share a message that a young lady posted on Facebook. And she is actually an old friend. We went to high school together, and she's very, very, very popular on Facebook right now, which is amazing. And she wrote this message. I had to share it. I had to save it. She said, as I look through my timeline, women publishing books, getting awards, teaching classes with their masters and PhDs, folks traveling and taking pictures of ancient ruins, and my ass is fretting over chickens, a farm stand, trying to figure out how I can afford a quality car for that has less than 1,000 K miles, as 100,000 K miles, forgive me. As I experience all of this, I have to quiet the nagging voice in my head that says, I ain't shit in comparison, that I ain't never gonna be shit, and all I am is a breeder in a tiny apartment with a bunch of kids shilling produce with 2 stamps in my passport. I know it is an unreasonable voice, but the bitch is vicious and unrelenting and loud. I am going to get off the internet for a simple act of self-preservation. Real talk, you ever feel like that? You ever have that kind of revelation where you're sitting there looking on social media, and sometimes the lack of support is external, right? People are directly saying things to you that are negative. Sometimes it's internalized from some of the external things you are seeing, like, damn, Folks is going to all these different places. Real talk, I have one of the ladies in my circle. We've worked together. She's one of my sheroes. Powerful, amazing, huge following. It's like she just made it overnight, but she was been doing this thing for a minute. You know what I'm talking about, right? This morning I was talking about, this is my new vision. And it's $1 billion vision. This is where I'm going. Damn. Right? I'm sitting here talking to 20 people. She talking about $1 billion visions. Can that not make you feel small? Again, I continue to remind myself, I'm not here for everybody. I'm here for the right body. And when God opens up the door for everybody to see me, bless God. But until then, I'm going to speak, I'm going to teach, I'm going to work, I'm going to walk like everybody is watching. That's how I do. That's how I do me. That's how I rise above the lack of support, whether it be external or internal. And in this case, this beautiful being that I see who shares her love and her light and gets so many people excited on these social media platforms is sitting here thinking she ain't shit. And I know that feeling because real talk legit, sometimes I say she ain't shit because, no, excuse me, I say I'm not shit because I look at her and I say, oh my God, she's doing it. She's the shit. Real talk, I'm not legit. I'm not the shit. I know how she feels because I've been there. And I am full disclosure comfortable in telling you that I've been there. And sometimes I go there. And guess what? I probably will go right back there real soon because I'm a human being. It's funny because I talk about the importance of sharing your story, being comfortable in your own skin, and how that very story is going to help you connect with the people who are looking for help from you because you currently are where they want to be. I talk about that all the time. I was actually in a clarity call with a client this past Tuesday, and she said to me, LaShanda, I struggle with that because I know I'm supposed to share my story, and I know that that's what you talk about, but I have this person who's telling me, you telling too much. Why folks going to listen to you? They're going to look at you and say they shouldn't follow you because you a mess. She's got this person in her ear, this negative Nelly, this distraction telling her, you shouldn't say that. You trying to teach people? Why you going to put that out there? It don't look right. Let me tell you something. You have to starve your distractions, hello, and feed your focus. I understand. Sometimes I think if I let people know that I need help, they will think I'm weak and won't respect me. They won't buy from me. They won't want to learn from me if I say that I need help. You ever feel like that? If I let people know I need help, if I let people know I don't know what the hell I'm doing today, they're going to look at me and they're not going to respect me. They're not going to buy from me. They're not going to want to learn from me. Do you ever feel like that? I understand that because sometimes the lack of support is not just external, it's internal. But the reality is this, sometimes we all need help. Sometimes we all need to let out what's within. And that don't mean that people won't respect you, won't buy from you, won't want to learn from you. That means that you are strong enough to acknowledge that you are a human. You are a human. You are a person who is allowed to be a masterpiece and work in progress at the same time. You don't have to feel perfect when you feel like that, because let me tell you something. Sometimes it's okay to not be okay. It doesn't mean you have to magically snap back. No, it don't. All it means is you have to be aware of where these feelings or emotions are coming from. You have to be aware that all these are feelings that you just need to work through until you get to where you need to be, your next step. Work through the feelings. That means you need to take a nap, if you need to have a conversation with somebody, if you need to watch something that makes you feel good. Sometimes I watch something that just makes me cry. And I'm like, oh God, that was just a good piece of release just to cry. I'm not telling you those feelings are not warranted or they're going to go away in 5 seconds, because they don't. I'm not telling you that even with all the things that I've achieved for myself, I have a level of success that some people are looking towards. I'm not telling you that there aren't moments that I'm not unhappy, because there are. I'm human. You can't look at me and say, damn girl, I want to get to where you were. Trust me, you didn't walk in my shoes. You didn't sleep those sleepless nights. You didn't cry those silent tears. Right? You didn't try and give your amazing and then get zero back, feel like you was just knocked in the gut, and then go back and try and give your amazing again, like nothing happened. You didn't do that my way because that's my story. But the fact that I'm still here to tell the story, the fact that I'm still relevant, the fact that I still have a tribe, the fact that I'm still killing them with content, that is what rises to the top. All the white noise, all the distractions, all the folks who are not supporting you the way you feel they need to, that gets starved, that gets silent, that gets sunk to the bottom of the damn water, so that you and your consistency and your content and your amazing can rise to the top. I love it when Jay-Z says, I am not a businessman. I am a business man. Listen, I'm a business, and I am addicted to becoming my best self. There's nothing that I can do to stop that addiction. That is the best addiction to have. I am addicted to becoming my best self. If that is you, if no matter what you do, you always come back to this, can kill them with content. Stop faking it. Stop sitting there holding on to your shit and having it be in silent mode because you so, consumed by everybody else. I don't care if 2 people are watching. You better start putting that stuff out there. You better start putting it out of you like you got the Holy Ghost in you. Bam, 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 bam. You better start just dropping magic. One of my favorite mental moments right now is Oprah when she's like, and you get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car. You know what I'm talking about, right? Where she start giving out gifts, and you get one, you get one, you get one. That needs to be you. You get content, you get content, you get content, you get content. Bam, 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 bam. You just need to be knocking it out, putting it out there. Again, the people who want you, need you, and are inspired by you will come to you. You attract what you create. You bring into fruition what you believe you will bring into fruition. Whatever the mind believes, it is what you will bring into fruition. One of my favorite quotes, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it will achieve. A person who has not been where you are set to go should never have the power to discourage you. I'm going to tell you something right now. Life is really simple. It's not complicated. It's really simple. We make it complicated when we overwhelm ourselves with all of these distractions and feelings. At the end of the day, life can simply be you getting rid of those distractions. Stop trying to explain and justify to other people what you're trying to do and just do the damn work. Let them mind their business, you mind your business, and that's all you need to do. If you need to get off of social media for a while, do that. As my friend said, if you need some self-preservation time, get that. If you need to unsubscribe off of some people, real talk, if you need to unsubscribe off of me, I'm going to cry a little bit. But do that. Because I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes seeing other people successful is a trigger of where you want to be, and it hurts. Sometimes you mad at folks. There was a girl who was like, I need to get off of your list. Yeah, I trying to unsubscribe. Take me off us. All caps. And you know what all caps mean. That means she's shouting at the top of her lungs. Unsubscribe. And you know some of y'all just anxious about folks unsubscribing, right? And it hit. I ain't gonna tell you it didn't hurt because she yelling at me. I need to I said, hold on. I said, you want to unsubscribe, boo? There's a link that says unsubscribe. I ain't stopping you. Do you? Well, I tried the link and it ain't work. Okay, boo. I unsubscribed you. Have a nice day. Listen, sometimes, or rather a lot of times, even if you feel a little bit slighted, like your pride was hurt a little bit, because trust me, my pride was hurt a little bit. It don't got shit to do with me. Sometimes folks don't want to be around you, because I real talk understand. Sometimes you don't want to be around folks when they driven and they focused and they doing what the hell they need to do. It's a wake up call for you. Sometimes it ain't even a wake up call. It's just a constant slap in the face. You ain't doing shit. You ain't doing shit. You ain't doing shit. Shit. You know what the hell I'm talking about, right? You seeing these folks making moves and doing what they need to do. What's that child name? Cardi B? Lord, I don't even know this child. Everybody talking about this girl named Cardi B. And she got a song called I Don't Dance, I Make Money Move, right? Right? You looking at these folks and they ain't dancing, they make money move, right? And you sitting there and you ain't doing a damn thing. Sometimes it does make you feel bad. And in those situations, you need to turn down the noise. Honestly, sometimes I unsubscribe from folks. I may come back later. Or I just kind of give myself self-preservation time. Get off that Facebook, get off that Twitter, get off that Instagram, right? And you know what? To be honest with you, how about you knock out 3, 4, 5 days worth of quality work and focus on you before you even jump back on Instagram or Facebook? If you feel like every time you look at what somebody else is doing, it's a knockdown. And yes, sometimes we want to be able to support our other entrepreneurial people, our sisters, our brothers. But when you are not in a good place, it's hard to do that. Let's just be honest. One of my favorite videos is Oprah. It's called Surrender. Go watch it on YouTube. And she talks about The Color Purple and how she so was excited about it. And she did everything that she needed to do to become a part of that movie. And then she remembered, I think it was Spielberg. Somebody said to her, "What you calling me? You ain't nobody. Why are you calling me for this role?" You are nobody. We have Alfre Woodard. She is applying for this role. You don't call me, I call you. Click. She was devastated. And at one point in that video, she said, "You know what? I knew I couldn't see." She said, if Alfre got the part, I couldn't see the movie. I wouldn't see it. I had to get into a space where I would be happy for her. And at that point, I was not there. She talked about being in a space where she said, you know, when you've tried everything that you could possibly do, surrender, give it to the Lord. I love that video. It's on YouTube. I share it every single year. In January, I have a workshop, right? I'm a spiritual woman where 2 or 3 are gathered. Listen, I don't care if 2 women show up. I'm doing it. I'm doing the damn thing. My January workshop, every year, it's about fire starting your year, how to make sure you start it the right way. If you're curious about coming out to my January workshop, you can email me, sistersense@gmail.com. Every year, I show that video, Surrender. Why? Because at some point, when you can say you've done everything that you need to do to show up, to show out, to make connections, to make that money, to sell, when you've been knocked down 1,000 times and you get up 1,000 more, right? You know, fall down 7 times, get up 8. When you can say that you've done everything that you need to do, then surrender, give it to the Lord. Listen, I did that. It's funny, I'm not going to share specifically what the thing that I did was, because it's a little bit too personal for me to share right here, but I'm going to be honest with you, I did that. I put myself out there, and I tried in 15 different ways to make this one thing happen, and it didn't happen the way I wanted to. And I said, you know what? I surrender. I give it to God. I'm going to keep doing what I need to do. Yes, it bothers me. Yeah, it's nagging me. But I must try and stuff it as far as I can in the back of my brain, because there's nothing else I can do for that. I just need to focus and keep doing what I need to do. And then something opened up. And a conversation was created. I wasn't even expecting that conversation because, to be honest with you, I had already put it aside. And what was so interesting is the moment that conversation opened up for the opportunity that I was trying so hard to get but didn't get, the moment that conversation opened up, I was busy working on other things. I was like, oh, I forgot about that. And the conversation opened up. I don't know where it's going to go, but at this point, I did all I could do. Up until that point, I surrendered. And when the opportunity arose for the conversation to be created, it was created. Sometimes you try to force things that just aren't meant to be forced, but that doesn't mean it means no forever. It just means no for right now. So you need to go out and do other things. I shared that on my Instagram page at Sister Sense this past week. You want to go out there and get 100 no's. Because once you get that yes, it opens up the door to everything. 100 no's, yes. 100 no's. That means that you're doing something. That means that you're getting your ask in gear. That means that you're getting up and actually having conversations and selling and sharing and trying to rub elbows and do what you need to do to move forward. Because if you ain't hearing no's, you ain't hearing nothing, you ain't doing nothing. You got to go out there and get them no's so you can get your yeses. That's the process. I don't know if you saw that post at Sister Sense on Instagram. You can go there. You can check it out. I'm all about sharing daily motivation with you, hence Daily Direction and the Success Series. But that's just how things work. You have to avoid people who don't get you and have not been where you want to be. Which actually reminds me of one thing that I hadn't even shared with you. In addition to creating content where you kill them with kindness, in addition to creating a community where you can share that content and create a space for your tribe, you want to be around people who get you, who were where you want to be, and now they're at their next level of success, right? You want to be around those kind of people, which is why I created what I like to call my Power Circle community. This is Zen's Power Circle because I believe the success of your business depends upon the company that you keep. One of the first things I said to you at the beginning of this conversation was I said, we're going to play a game. We're going to do something fun. I want you to say out loud the last thing that you did and then finish that sentence with, because I'm so badass, right? And I said, I recently pre-launched my Back to Business virtual conference for women entrepreneurs over at backtobusiness.me. I'm so badass. Listen, if you don't have the kind of support that you need, if you don't have people around you who get you, who are looking to pray for you, lead you, guide you, hear you, support you, and take you to that next level, whatever that next level is for you, that's why I created the Power Circle. You need to either find that community or get into one. Over at backtobusiness.me, I personally think that's the place to be because we have the virtual conference to kill all virtual conferences every year. Back to business. Backtobusiness.me. I'm so excited. I want you to go over there. It's not even like 100% ready yet because I'm still like fingers crossed. I've got about 2 or 3 more speakers that are going to be presenting this year, and they're not up on the page yet, but you can go there and you can see, my Back to Business family, the amazing women entrepreneurs who have been through it, who have gone through it, who are not afraid to share their message and their mess so they can help you get through whatever message you need to hear and mess you need to get through to be your best you. Those are the kind of ladies that I always have in my circle. Always, always, always. Dr. Venus Opal Reese talked about being homeless, now at the $1 million level. Rochelle Shaw talks about having $1 million business, losing it all with bankruptcy, and then coming back to build them millions again and show other people how to build millions too. Those are my $1 million ladies, but that's not my whole crew. I'm just telling you. Dr. Venus, Rochelle Shaw, those are some amazing, powerful women. I share them not because of that $1 million level thing, but I'm telling you something. If somebody can say, listen, I've been on the streets, pimps, hoes, poverty. I've done things that you wouldn't even think about, that you couldn't even imagine. I've been exposed to that. I was able to rise out of that and get my degrees and to make thousands, if not millions of dollars for companies, and then to create my own business for myself. Dr. Venus Opal Reese, that's her story. She is not afraid to stand in her vision and share her story. And you afraid because what? I've got ladies like LaShanda Cross in my circle, the creator of the Activate movement. She shares her story. She said, I made one of the biggest mistakes of my life when I was in college, cost me my life, landed me in jail. And I was able to rise out of that. I was able to turn my mess into a message. I was able to create my own business. LaShanda has been on Dr. Oz. She's been in Essence. She's been, listen, I can't even tell you all the things that LaShanda has done. She was on BET, sharing her vision board, Activate movement. By the way, LaShanda is one of the amazing ladies in my Power Circle. She's spoken. She's come out to my events. I've gone to LaShanda's events. Real talk. I remember before LaShanda was on BET, before she had big old spreads in Essence magazine, LaShanda was doing something called SNL, the Saturday Night Live with LaShanda. She did a virtual, not a virtual, but a real life tour. She was going to different states. She partnered with one of the amazing ladies in my circle, Carol Sankar, who lives in Charlotte. She came out to Charlotte to speak at a Panera Bread. Now, this is a person who keynotes, who last time I saw LaShanda, she was keynoting for a basketball event. Huge stadium. You're not hearing me. LaShanda creates these huge events to activate movement. When I first met her in person, it was at her SNL virtual tour in a Panera Bread in Charlotte. Wheels up, going from state to state to state to share her message, to share her mess. And you telling me you sitting there on your greatness because you think that if you share your story, folks is going to look at you like you not established? Come on now. Talking about being in jail. Talking about doing things that she shouldn't have done, but rising above those mistakes and becoming the greatness within her, because your current circumstance does not define your future success. Come on, at best, it just makes you who you are. Amazing women like Lucinda Cross, Dr. Venus Opal Reese, Rochelle Shaw. Rochelle Shaw, when I met Rochelle, she said, listen, you're doing something right here. With Sister Sense, you're doing something right here, and I want to work with you. We created Women of Color coaching program together several years ago, and I was in awe. This is a woman who established herself, created $1 million business in Las Vegas without the casinos. The first public utility owner, female public utility owner in Las Vegas. She created Fresh Start Communications. And I was in awe. I said, what you want with me? I ain't nobody. I got this little community over here, the Black Business Women Network. Little community. Just a couple of thousand people in there. Ain't nothing. Ain't nothing. She said, there's something in you. I want to work with you. I want to work with you. This is a woman who says, listen, I created $1 million business. The recession came, hit my business hard, went through bankruptcy, lost it all. I'm here. I'm back. I'm building $1 million businesses, not just for myself, but I'm helping other people do the same. This is a woman who came to me and is in my community, helping other people figure out via her, what she calls the $1 million equation, do that. Again, I'm not just sharing her equation, I'm sharing her story. And she was not afraid to share her story. You could say, oh my God, you lost your business in a recession. Hey, you know what's more important? Somebody who can lose it all and then get it back. Because see, you do it once. Maybe that was luck. Maybe you a one-hit wonder. But if you can help other people take their businesses to the $1 million level and you have a tried and true system that works, well, damn, that ain't luck. That's genius. If you can lose it all and get it back, that's power. If you can have other people take from you and copy you, but you still remain original and true, that's magic. There's nothing stopping you from being your best self. So listen, I'm going to get off my soapbox today because we have gotten real, we've gotten deep, and I don't want to take any more time away from you doing what you need to do to, number one, show up and show out, create that amazing content. Like I said, if you need help, you've got SisterSense.com/AC for the audio challenge that we're working on right now. And you've got SisterSense.com/VC for the video challenge because you want to kill them with content. That is number one. Number two, if you want to be in a space where you rise above the noise, then you need to start making your own damn noise. You really need to find the strength to still power through and push all the negativity behind you because they are not going to where you want to be. Reduce the volume on that negativity so that you can raise the volume on your internal badassness. Right? Raise that volume. I am badass. That is the volume you need to raise. So do this for me. I want you to go get a 5-cent pencil, 10-cent notebook, start writing down your $1 million dream. And if you wrote down your $1 million dream and disconnected from it, go get that damn notebook. Go look in that book. Go reclaim your dream. Reconnect to it so that you can do what you need to do to make the magic happen. Like I said, I'm here for you. I truly believe the success of your business depends upon the company that you keep. And if you do not have anywhere to go, if you need support, guidance, and people who are really passionately, fundamentally invested in seeing you grow, that is why I created the Power Circle. Over at backtobusiness.me, you will see the Power Circle, the amazing group of women entrepreneurs that I've created so that you could have a space to know and learn and grow with people who are invested in you. We've got some powerful conversations that we're going to be talking about. One of them is from my favorite fabulous boss, Kamika Smith, the creator of the Boss Network. And she's going to talk to you about how to build your own kick-ass tribe through faith and not fear. I've got the beautiful Becky. Becky is going to be talking about Becky Davis. I don't know if you're familiar with Becky. She talks about prayers for your business. She's going to talk about how you can pray through to break through. I'm a spiritual woman and I always have to have my spiritual ladies around me. You need that protection. You need that direction. Especially when what you know is your God-given gift. You're going to have blockage and obstacles and folks trying to knock you down from every single location. Somebody said something powerful that I had to just kind of save and share one day. They said, listen, the devil is all about knocking down entrepreneurs because entrepreneurs are about creating the kind of greatness that are going to take people out of poverty. Entrepreneurs are about positivity, are about helping, are about change. Fundamentally, being an entrepreneur is a powerful thing and in some ways a very spiritual thing. So yeah, you're going to have the devil trying to block you at every level. Bam, 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 because he gets that what you're trying to do is a game changer, is a life changer, is a world changer. So don't fall into feeling bad for yourself when bad things happen because that's just a testament to the fact that you are moving forward. That's just one test in your testimony of greatness. Listen, I said I was going to get off and I'm still here. I'm playing games. I'm playing games. I need you to go get that 5-cent pencil, that 10-cent book, and start writing down your $1 million dream. I need you to tell them folks who are not where and never have been where you are set to be, you are a distraction. If you are not loving me, praying for me, and trying to get this money with me, take 2 seats over there. Let me focus on what I need to do. Let me focus on the person I am working on becoming. All right. I'll talk to you later.